my life right after being just really some of the lowest. I was one of the lowest people I'd ever met. And God had miraculously delivered me in 1990 from living outside and smoking crack and all those other things that I won't mention today. And then the doctor said I had leukemia. I'm preaching the gospel and winning the lost and feeding the homeless, and I don't make it a practice of questioning God, but I had to ask. God, when I had no responsibility, no family, to take care of anyway, no wife, my brother moved in with me, was taking care of him too, and I was like, why now? And I'm riding down the road to Orlando, and I heard the voice of the Lord speak to me in my truck. And he said, son, have you done everything I told you you'd do? And I said, no. And he said, have you seen everything I told you you'd see? I said, no, I've seen some of it. But he promised me I'd see multiplied millions of people saved, healed, and set free.
Amen.
And that's who I am. And because he said so. Not because of anything I can do, it's him. Without him, I'm just a homeless crack addict. Amen. But with him, all things are possible, and I walk as a king on the earth with him by my side. He has delivered me. And if you know me, you know I'm telling the truth. So he said, have you done everything I told you you'd do and seen everything I told you you'd see? And I said, Lord, and he said, no. And he said something so funny, I had to pull the truck over. I was right at the overpass by SeaWorld in Orlando on I-4, and I had to pull over there and just fall over laughing and crying at the same time. Yep. He says, well then, I guess you can't go anywhere yet. Yep. And it was like a cloud was in that truck. And he directed me to find out what the Bible said about healing. And it says, are there any sick among you? Let them call for the elders of the church. And if they'll lay hands, they'll anoint them with oil and pray the prayer of faith. And the prayer of faith will save the sick, and if they have any sins, that'll be forgiven too. It's like a bonus, I guess. So I did what he said in the Bible, and there's no leukemia in this body.
Amen.
God is a healer.
Hallelujah.
And through that fire, amen, give God a hand clap. Through that fire, Lord. Through that hard time, through that scary time, I learned to trust God for healing. Now when I lay hands on you and ask God to heal you, I know what's up. Amen. Amen. See, he's in the fire. Amen. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, we not have to even think about how to answer you, King. Our God is able, but even if he don't. Do we got any even if he don't Christians in here? Are you an even if he don't? Because he's God if you don't get the money. He's God if he don't pay the car note. He's God if there's no food in your refrigerator. He is God. Amen. No matter what. Amen.
Amen.
Do you trust him? If we could see what's on the other side of this life as a born-again Christian, we wouldn't want to be here, no. Yeah. Amen. Talk to someone who's gone and come back. Anyway, they said, we don't have to answer you. And the king said, all right, I warned you. So he had them tied up in their clothes. Heated the fire up 7 times hotter than it ought to be heated and threw them in. And it was so hot, the guys that threw them in got burned up. But them boys that had that even if he don't attitude,
amen.
Why do you think Jesus showed up in that fire?
Yes.
Because they said even if he don't. It is what it is. We're all the way in. Are you all the way in? Amen? Amen. Like little Johnny kept falling out of his bed. He'd come and tell his mama, Mama, I fell out of the bed and it hurt. Son, go get back in the bed. So he went and got back in the bed. Fell out of the bed again. Come in and see his mom. Mom, I keep falling out of the bed. She says, well, just go back there and get in the bed. And she came in and she watched him. And he fell out of the bed again. She said, Johnny, it's simple. You never really got all the way in the bed. Amen. Are you all the way in? You never got all the way in the bed. Are you all the way in with Jesus? Or are you playing with this thing?
All right.
Come on, get all the way in with him and trust him. Put your pocketbook on the line one day. Put your life on the line one day. Put your feet out there and help somebody when you can't really seem like you can afford it in the natural. Watch God open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing in that fire situation.
Amen.
There is no limit and you ain't going to outgive him. And I'm not taking up an offering, so just relax. So they got thrown in the fire. And the Bible says that the king said, how many did we throw in? They said, you threw in 3. He said, but there's 4. And the 4th one looks like the Son of God. It was Jesus. These boys would have missed a meeting with Jesus. Amen. And they did not burn. And the Bible declares they didn't even have the smell of smoke on them. Come on, we serve an awesome and powerful God. He's in the storm and He's in the fire. Someone say He's in the fire.
He's in the fire.
At the tomb of Lazarus, I'm going quickly. At the tomb of Lazarus, Jesus finally showed up 2 or 3 days later. 2 days later. Yeah. And Lazarus' sisters showed up and said, where were you when I needed you? My brother is your friend. You love him. You even said you love him. And we sent someone to tell you he was sick, like he was going to die. And you stayed there 2 more days. If you had been here, where were you when he needed you? Jesus said, the Bible says he wept. Shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept. Their unbelief. And he did love Lazarus. And he does love you. Despite your circumstances, he's in the fire with you. He's in the flood. Some through the fire and some through the flood. But all come through the blood. Amen.
Amen.
Come on, Baptist Church. I said blood. Amen. I get you there. So he said, where have you laid him? That's my question to you today. Jesus went and raised Lazarus. Oh, yeah, that's right. The other sister came and had a conversation with him. She said, he's dead. He probably stinks. As he was saying, roll the stone away. And she's like, oh, yo, whoa, 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 whoa. He probably stinks. He's been in there quite a few days, 3 or 4 days. And you know why Jesus left him there, don't you? The Jews had a tradition that the spirit, I think, hovered over the body for like 3 days, so he waited till all that was over. Then he raised him up. Amen? Well, tradition. Let's trust God. So he said, I am the resurrection. He said, you know, your brother's going to get back up. And she said, yeah, I know, Lord, in the resurrection. He said, I am the resurrection and the life. Amen. She said, I believe that. She said, and even now. Even now. Your life may be a total wreck. You may come in here with a smile on your face in church. Don't even want to talk about it. My God, you know what? I was in that position a few months back. Remember, I was supposed to get married on Easter? And I was wishing y'all would quit asking me about her. Come on, walked in. Where is she? Oh, my God, shut up. Please let me leave that alone. My heart was shattered. I was hurt.
Yep.
But he carried me. Even now.
Even now.
He gets me through things I can't explain.
Hallelujah.
Come on, remember right in the middle of festival time, this is when I used to fall. Absolutely. I locked myself in a room. I ain't going to go where I shouldn't go and see what I shouldn't see. He's in the fire. And he's right where you laid him. Maybe you're here today and a pastor disappointed you, or your husband left you, or your wife left you. You got your heart broken. You blamed it on God, and you just laid that mess down. My question is, where have you laid it? We will never get any farther than our last act of disobedience. Never. We must go back, pick it back up, and trust God with it. Amen. He's waiting to help you.
Amen.
Not too late. Even now. Even now he wants to help you. Even now he wants to set it right. Even now you confess your sins. He's faithful and just to forgive them. Even now. No matter who you did it to or who did it to you. Amen. Even now. Hallelujah. Look at the person next to you and say, even now. Even now. Even now. Gotcha. Even now, babe. All right, we're about done. Isaiah 61. Back to Isaiah 61. Let's go back to Isaiah 61. I should have left that marked.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Even now, I can find it. It's right here somewhere. I need a wife.
Where is she?
Where is she when I need her? I don't know, but even now he's here. Hallelujah! I said even now he's here. God bless you.
Amen.
Long as I got King Jesus, I sure would be nice to have somebody to curl up with that night, but I'll make it without him if I have to, but I'm going to trust him. Amen?
Amen.
I trust him. But I'm going to chase one until she catches me. Don't worry. Okay. Who is this that comes from Edom? Let me give you the background. Israel on the battlefield. They're used to God helping them by now. You know? He's defeated so many enemies for them. They've gone over into the promised land at one time, and he just took people out for them. You know, only the ones that trusted him were allowed to go in. He let all that unbelief die in the wilderness. And here they are in another battle. And they're going against Edom. And picture them looking. Let me get two of y'all up here. You and you. No, I'm just going to here. You got to pull this mic. Come on, you stand here. And you over here, James. Submit. I like it. I like that. So, look, we're in battle, right? And we're looking. We're looking that way. I'm just describing the scripture to you. Because they're saying, who is this that's coming from over there in Edom? They're going to battle that direction. So they're looking. And they're saying, have you seen him? Have you seen him? Where is he? Where is he when I need him? All right, y'all can sit down. Have you seen him? Have you seen him? Where is he when we need him? And it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with his garments dyed red? In other words, they're saying, good God, it looks like he's got blood on him. Amen?
Amen.
Listen, let me tell you. He's in the storm. He's in the fire. He's right where you left him. And he is on the other side of the battle.